Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon, and we're going to talk about a ridiculous situation with a popular Star Wars fan subreddit banning anyone who links to Forbes articles or Fandom Menace YouTubers or channels that are friendly toward the Fandom Menace. You know, those grumpy Star Wars fans that don't like The Last Jedi, don't like a lot of things going on at Lucasfilm right now. And they've been very vocal. Now, you would be very surprised at who is complaining about the Fandom Menace and Forbes. Forbes! It's Saltier Than Crait. You know, that subreddit that was set up specifically to allow people to vent about Star Wars, about The Last Jedi. Yeah, they're telling people that they're not allowed to link to several websites and several YouTube channels, including ours. You're not allowed to link to Clownfish TV. You're not allowed to link to our sister site, Pirates and Princesses, which is predominantly a theme park site, but we do talk about Star Wars over there. So this is quite the situation here. We're going to talk about that before we get into it. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 173,000 subs, I think, something like that. The support has been much appreciated. We need more independent viewpoints, and a lot of people are going to YouTube for that. They're going to sites like ours, actually, clownfishtv.com, Derezzed, which we're thinking about bringing back. Actually, Derezzed was our pop culture blog we had years ago. We kind of abandoned it in favor of YouTube. We had a podcast and a blog, and I'm thinking it might be time to bring it back. Seriously thinking about it. They also go to sites like Bounding in the Comics. They go to Cosmic Book News. They go to We Got This Covered. But you know what? It seems like there's some pushback here from certain segments of Star Wars fandom, and I'm speculating. This is pure speculation on my part. That the Christina Ariel situation might have prompted Saltier Than Crait to decline to allow people to post links to these sites, because if you do, you're going to be banned. You're going to be banned, perma-banned from that subreddit that complains about Star Wars for linking to articles and videos complaining about Star Wars. So here we go. I kind of summed it up a little bit on Derezzed. Bounding in the Comics has a really good breakdown of everything that happens, so we're going to go out there and take a look at that too, kind of the blow by blow. But here we go. Mods of a popular Star Wars fan subreddit called Saltier Than Crait, r/Saltier Than Crait, have announced that they will ban anyone who posts links to articles from Forbes. Forbes is apparently part of the Fandom Menace. Forbes is part of the Fandom Menace. Other sites, including We Got This Covered, and some YouTube channels, including our very own Clownfish TV, and also piratesandprincesses.net, which is predominantly a Disney theme park site that just happens to cover Star Wars stuff here and there. Hasn't been a lot of theme park news, mostly been Star Wars, Disney Plus, and Marvel news. The reasoning: these news outlets and YouTube channels are reportedly too negative about Lucasfilm and Star Wars for the subreddit's liking. The great irony here is that Saltier Than Crait began as an outlet for fans to vent about their disappointment with Disney's handling of the Star Wars franchise, specifically The Last Jedi. It is ironic there, Sheev. It is ironic. Here are a list of the sites and channels that will get you an immediate ban per the subreddit mods. Sites that will get you banned include Forbes, We Got This Covered, Bounding in the Comics, and even our Disney and theme park specific sister site, Pirates and Princesses. Banned YouTube channels include Geeks and Gamers, Doomcock, Midnight's Edge, and Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Now, here's the thing. They're not being very clear on what the entire list is. Basically, any YouTube channel or news outlet that they don't like can get you banned. Why would anybody post here? From here on out, anyone posting Fandom Menace or clickbait posts, especially anyone trying to circumvent our spam filters, which should prevent them from being posted in the first place, will be banned. They'll be banned. Here, let's zoom in on this. We've got, in particular, these sites will get you banned. They will get you a ban on the Saltier Than Crait subreddit. In particular, links to clickbait sites like these, but not limited to. So it could be any website. Geeks and Gamers, Doomcock, Midnight's Edge, Bounding in the Comics, Cosmic Book News, Pirates and Princesses / Clownfish TV, those bastards. Those horrible alt-right Yahtzee news outlets, the theme park blog and the, comic artist pro secrets. We got this covered in freaking Forbes because Scott Mendelson is an alt-right Yahtzee who hates Star Wars. Oh my God. Okay. There does seem to be a twinge of professional jealousy, as in addition to the site ban, mods want everyone to know that they originated the Star Wars fan bitching. It's an all bold, guys. It's true. We were here first. We are the original. We started this sub the day after The Last Jedi came out. Those calling themselves the Fandom Menace, does anybody call themselves a Fandom Menace? I don't know. We actually don't consider ourselves Fandom Menace. We don't consider ourselves Comicsgate. People try to lump us in with those groups. But I actually kind of got into it yesterday with somebody who was angry that I said that I kind of stayed at arm's length from Comicsgate because of a lot of the drama over there. Says throwing shade at Comicsgate, which I was not doing. Not at all. Not at all. In fact, I've got some people I consider friends that are on board with Comicsgate, but personally, I think there's a lot of drama, and I don't want to be involved in it. Personal choice. No harm, no foul. I wish everybody well, but that wasn't good enough. And he kind of just like kept coming after me on Twitter. I'm like, what is the deal? Why do isn't this what we're supposed to be against, is like having to bend the knee? What the hell is going on here? But same thing. I'm not, we're not part of the Fandom Menace either. I mean, if people lump us in because we've been critical of Star Wars, then that's on them, but we have never claimed to be Fandom Menace. I know Forbes has never claimed to be Fandom Menace. But here we go. Those calling themselves the Fandom Menace only started to do so many, many months after the sub had been up and running, and only seemed to do so to ride on our coattails with their very own political agenda. Us old-timers have seen it develop over time here firsthand. No, that's not exactly what happened. In fact, if you go to Bounding in the Comics, they cover it in their article, and they talk about how almost immediately there were YouTube reactions to The Last Jedi, including Nerdrotic, including Bounding in the Comics. They put a review up like the very next day. I want to say, from our point of view, before there was Clownfish TV, there was Clownfish Radio. Clownfish Radio was a podcast we started in like 2013, and in 2015, 2016, we did an episode talking about The Force Awakens. And you know what? Geeky lost her shit. She lost her shit about The Force Awakens. She called Rey a Mary Sue. She was fighting people off on Twitter back in 2015, 2016. People who said, how dare you? How dare you call Rey a Mary Sue? And they really didn't have much of a case because they're like, well, they can't call her misogynist because she's a woman. And they can't say she's a fake Star Wars fan because Geeky, real name Cambria, is actually an expanded universe character. In fact, she was kind of so well known and so well liked by authors of the book that Kevin J. Anderson put her into one of the books. She's a female devil. And she dies. I think a wall fell on her or something, but that is verifiable. You can actually go find that in Wikipedia. You can. Anyway, yeah, so this is nothing new. We've been fighting this battle for years. A lot of people have been fighting this battle for years. So to have this subreddit basically say that they basically own the right to bitch about Star Wars is one of the stupidest things. One of the stupidest things I have ever seen. Forbes, I'm completely floored. Like, what the hell, Forbes? The mods retain the right to ban you for linking to any other article from any other site they might deem problematic at any point in the future. It's like, why the hell would anybody even go there? For sure, But yeah, Bounding in the Comics talks about it. They go through kind of blow by blow of what happened here. It said that moderator Moonlit Mushroom posted to the subreddit, which boasts membership of over 74,000 individuals, announcing the bans. Mushroom wrote, "These are actually not new rules. In fact, they are some of our oldest rules. I think most of our OG salt miners already know this stuff. I have seen them try to help and inform and remind the many tens of thousands of new miners who've subscribed here in the past year." The moderator then provides a number of links to the subreddit's rules and previous posts. From there on, the moderator attempts to assert claims over criticizing The Last Jedi. Yeah, they talk about how they started the sub the day after The Last Jedi. You gotta listen to them because they did it first. Bounding in the Comics published an article 3 days after The Last Jedi released on December 18th. On December 15th, the day the movie was released, Nerdrotic expressed his distaste for the film. But, he just popped up months and months later. So their claim is an outright lie. Yeah, just 2 examples. There are several people that were, I remember, I was heartbroken. We came back from the theater. I went out to YouTube, and there were a lot of YouTubers out there who were very unhappy. A lot of people who were very unhappy. Twitter wasn't terribly happy at first either, and then they kind of came around to it once they got bullied into liking the movie. So then it gets worse. Mushroom writes, if you think this sub is on your side fighting a political war, you are wrong. If you're trying to push us to support that war, you're not wanted here. If you're here for bitch-eating crackers flavored... What the fuck are you talking about? Bitch-eating crackers flavored popcorn and fandom drama, leave this sub and find another one. If you think you're discussing that stuff is going to get Lucasfilm to listen to us, you're mistaken, because if anything, it makes them far less likely to. It hurts our cause. Playing nice with them is not going to get them to support your cause, whatever that is, because it sounds to me like your cause at this point is you want to own the market on bitching about The Last Jedi. But you have to do it in a nice, polite way. And I'm going to tell you what I think is actually going on here. Here we are. Geeks and Gamers, Doomcock banned, Midnight's Edge, Banging in the Comics, Cosmic Book News, Pirates and Princesses, and Clownfish TV. Ethan Van Skyver, we got this covered in frickin' Forbes. Forbes, the moderator declares, from here on out, anyone posting Fandom Menace or clickbait posts, especially anyone trying to circumvent the filters, will be prevented. You will not be allowed to. You'll be banned. As to why Forbes, freaking Forbes was added to the list, Moonlight Mushroom addressed that in the comments. So Forbes used to be a reputable business news site, obviously, but it got bought out a few years back and has resorted to intentionally posting rage-inducing, misleading editorials to get more hate clicks. Actually, I would say Forbes is one of the most balanced sites out there for video game news. And Scott Mendelson has been pro Disney Star Wars pretty much since the beginning. The only time he turned on Disney Star Wars was The Rise of Skywalker, which he absolutely hated. But he loved The Last Jedi. He loved it. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. But Forbes, I think, is actually pretty balanced. That is a personal opinion. They're one of the most balanced sites out there. If I had to tell you which sites to go to get pop culture news, I actually would recommend like Paul Tassi, I think is a good video game journalist. That's that. But there's no way that Scott Mendelson is part of the Fandom Menace. This is ridiculous. Now, here's what I think is actually going on. The Christina Ariel situation. Right. We know over the weekend that there was a lot of drama around Christina Ariel, who is the new host, the newly announced host of the High Republic show on the StarWars.com or on their YouTube channel or whatever. It was dredged up that she had posted some tweets that were not flattering. I'm using air quotes here because I don't know what I can say and what I can't say on YouTube, but not flattering of white people. Those were circulated amongst certain blogs, and they got retweeted on Twitter, and people started to attack the sites, posting her own words, saying that they were racist. And then it just, the whole thing blew up. The whole thing blew up, and she started posting receipts of people attacking her because she was telling white people to go fuck themselves, during BLM last year. And it was a mess. So then Star Wars, the official Star Wars Twitter account, came out in defense of her. And then people got mad at the Star Wars Twitter account because they were like, where were you for John Boyega? You didn't give a shit about John Boyega, but now you're going to defend Christina Ariel. So it's a mess. That being said, there were calls during this debacle by some people, many people actually, if you search, many people on Twitter, that Lucasfilm needs to publicly denounce the Fandom Menace and take actions to protect their employees. Day or two after that happens, here comes this ban on Saltier Than Crait. I am going to speculate, and this is pure speculation. Again, tinfoil mouse ears, pure speculation on my part. I am going to speculate that there are Lucasfilm people or Lucasfilm adjacent people embedded at Saltier Than Crait. And Saltier Than Crait has always been Zion from The Matrix. It's a little quarantine area where all the complainers can go to. and they can go complain over in the subreddit. They vent, they feel better about it, but they don't really hurt anything. Well, then when it sort of blew up on YouTube and blew up on the blogs, then it became a problem, right? So now we're going to stop those people from complaining by telling them they can't link to anybody else that's complaining because we don't want to magnify that. And all it's going to do is magnify that, because this is some high grade bullshit right here. Now they can do whatever they want to do, and it is Reddit, and Reddit is basically a lost cause at this point. I think they're right up there with Resetera. Yeah, it used to be Reddit was pretty cool, but not anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. But I have to wonder if somebody at Lucasfilm isn't putting the pressure on the mods over at Saltier Than Crait to blacklist certain sites. Forbes just blows my mind. I have no idea what the hell is up with that. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to try to, at least some faction within Lucasfilm. It might not be Lucasfilm proper, but it might be people associated with the story group, because we keep talking about how there are multiple factions. And I've got a lot of anecdotal evidence on the back end to indicate that, yeah, this is totally the case. It's not an outright civil war, but you've got two groups of people with dueling ideologies over at Lucasfilm. And the story group has had egg on its face, first with the Pablo Hidalgo situation, now with the High Republic kind of landing with a thud. And then we've got this drama over, Christina Ariel. We had Kiri Hart. I think it was Kiri Hart who was a bigwig over at the story group. She silently kind of got gone. And it seems like a lot of Kathleen Kennedy's ideas are being walked back, right? But it would not surprise me if they're not low-key trying to turn the Fandom Menace into a dirty, dirty term like Gamergate or like Comicsgate. They've already tried to do it to some degree, but it hasn't stuck. But now they've got Christina Ariel, they've got that situation. They could be like, look how awful. God, we thought we were done with these alt-right Yahtzee Star Wars fans, these misogynist, homophobic, racist trolls. But we're not. They're all back, and we're starting to see articles like that pop up. All the goodwill that was done with Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian has been undone in just a couple of days. And if Lucasfilm comes out, or people start coming out and saying, hey, the Fandom Menace is bad news, anybody, and then starts labeling people that aren't Fandom Menace, like us and Forbes and some other websites, they're going to turn it into Gamergate, the Star Wars version of Gamergate. And it's going to be a mess. And you know what's going to happen? Ultimately, Lucasfilm is going to lose money. Disney's going to lose money, because a lot of people are just going to walk away. They're not going to want to deal with the drama. It's fool me once. We went through this with The Last Jedi. We're not going through this shit again. At this point, it's like you can only be kicked in the face. You can only kick the fans in the face one time and apologize and come, and try to win them back. They're not going to come back again. If you kick the fans in the face again, after kind of apologizing with Luke Skywalker and The Mandalorian and all of that, they're not going to come back. They're not going to bring their money back. They're going to be like, no, it's just a matter of time until you pull the rug out from underneath us again. Lucasfilm, absolutely. And we know that we're not wanted over there. And, that is that. That's my opinion on it. Anyway, again, I'm just speculating. I don't know what's really going on. But there's definitely some high strangeness around Lucasfilm these past couple of weeks. And it seemed like the, Pablo Hidalgo situation was a huge catalyst. Pablo Hidalgo, of course, attacking Star Wars theory, mocking him for crying when Luke Skywalker reappeared, and it made Variety. It made a bunch of headlines, and of course, I'm sure Disney noticed. I'm sure they noticed. When it hits Variety, they noticed, and that probably caused some words to be spoken at Lucasfilm, and now it's time to exact revenge. It's time to get revenge on the fans who are, slamming the High Republic. The fans who have been calling it out with The Last Jedi. Those awful fans who just want Star Wars to feel like Star Wars again, they have to be punished because they're getting in the way of the plan. There's a plan, and they're getting in the way of it. Gonna wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.